How about you and I sit back, have a cup of coffee, and talk about the Nike Trail Pegasus Gore-Tex 4, I guess? Let's talk about this shoe. A little bit of background about why I bought this shoe. Around the January timeframe here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, yes, I am Canadian, so one might expect it to be a winter conditions from January to anywhere to honestly sometimes into end of April, early May. You might expect having wintry conditions. However, here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, we have not been so lucky, and I was super excited for the winter conditions. So yeah, I don't want to shovel, but I bought myself a fat bike, I bought myself some Gore-Tex running shoes, some nice running gear for the winter, and winter hasn't really come until last week anyway. We had literally nothing. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have had any type of winter conditions where you're from, or are you in the same boat as me where winter just appears to either be delayed or we're gonna miss out on winter this year, which is good and bad. So I figured the Peg Gore-Tex would be a great winter running shoe for me this year, just to try out, because I've always wanted a Gore-Tex running shoe, but the price of them I couldn't really justify it. But this year I thought, treat yourself. So that's exactly what I did. Now the big thing with this shoe is of course that Gore-Tex upper. And I have to be honest, I was expecting it to be a bit warmer, but it's really not that warm at all. I would definitely recommend if you get this shoe to wear a bit of a thicker sock, especially if you're gonna wear it in winter conditions. But I assume that if you're running in winter, you're probably gonna wear a bit of a thicker sock anyway. But the Gore-Tex upper, it fits fantastic. I really like what they do with the booty construction in the back here, but it doesn't do a fantastic job of keeping the moisture out. And there does seem to be a bit of buildup in it when you're going through thicker snow. It just kind of holds on to stuff and gets wet and makes my ankle a little bit cold, so that is one downside. The Gore-Tex is doing a great job of keeping my feet nice and dry, but like I said, just because it's dry doesn't mean that it's particularly warm, because it's when it's minus 15 degrees Celsius, you're gonna need a little bit of extra help, and this doesn't have any type of padding on it really. It's just that thin Gore-Tex layer. It's not like I said, it's just not a super warm shoe. But I bought this shoe specifically to keep my feet dry, not necessarily keep them warm. I do have socks for that, so in that aspect, the upper is doing a fantastic job. Before we talk about this midsole, just let me get a little bit more energy. So the midsole here is that Nike React foam that is in a lot of their running shoes, and honestly, I haven't particularly liked React foam. I've tried it in the Nike Infinity, I've tried it in the Pegasus, and I just find it really heavy and dead. But the React in this shoe and also the previous Pegasus Trail has been definitely a lot different than what I typically get in their running shoes. I don't really know why the React foam feels different on their trail shoes, but it does. I don't know if they changed the formulation or if the distribution of the foam is different, so it feels different underfoot, but regardless, the React foam in the Nike Pegasus Trail 4 Gore-Tex and previous Peg Trails, honestly, is much better than what you get on their normal running shoes. Now, I don't know if this thing has a pod in the front, like an air pod. I assume it does, but I don't feel it at all underfoot. Maybe it's just because my feet are numb because they're so cold and they're not as sensitive. Don't really know why, but the ride in this shoe is smooth regardless. Really enjoying what they do in the midsole here. Now, if you're gonna be running in the winter, I think the #1 priority is to not slip on ice, fall on your face, and break your nose. Now, I know I'm no beauty pageant winner, but I need all the help I can get. So if I get a broken nose, I'm kind of destined for dead last in that contest. But the Outsole here on the Pegasus Trail is doing a fine job. It's definitely not as grippy or tacky as some other Outsoles that I've used, even on normal running shoes. Like the Puma Deviate Nitro 2 has a better and grippier outsole than this, honestly. Now, this does have deeper lugs, so it is gripping through the snow a bit better, but I don't find the grip to be fantastic, so that is one downside about this shoe. You would think for a trail running shoe specifically designed for winter running, that would be a bit more of an emphasis to get it right. Now, it is a bit better than the Pegasus Trail 2 outsole that I had previously, but it's still, like, Nike's got to figure out, they have all the R&D money in the world, so just figure out the outsoles. Now, in terms of value, this thing is pretty expensive. It's 210 Canadian dollars, but if you're looking for a winterized running shoe, that's pretty much what you're gonna pay, maybe a bit more, honestly. So in terms of the value, I don't like paying it, and I think you'll be able to find it on sale, but I mean, Honestly, everything is going up so crazily expensive. It's really hard to say what is right, what is wrong. All I know is I don't like spending more and more money, but that is the harsh reality we're facing, and it really sucks. Now overall, I'm happy with this running shoe. I wish I did have more of an opportunity to get out in winter conditions to try it out, but just haven't had the opportunity. But I have been wearing it on normal runs just to put the miles in it. I've been wearing it on rainy conditions to keep my feet dry, and it's been doing a great job. The ride is very nice. The upper is fantastic at keeping my feet dry. The upper is also very comfortable and fits well. This shoe is true to size in my opinion. Now I want to know your thoughts. If you've tried any Gore-Tex shoe, or if you tried this shoe in particular, let me know in the comment section down below your experience with Gore-Tex in general at keeping your feet dry, and for this shoe and how it's performing for you. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button right down below as well. Helps with the channel a ton if you could hit like on this video. It takes 2 seconds. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.